Hi, I'm Sarah Gaglione. I'm a senior at the Miami Valley School in Dayton, Ohio, and I'm currently taking a class called Fromm. It's a psychology class. We're focusing specifically on the writings and theories of Erich Fromm, but we've explored some other psychological theories, and so I thought I would use this video as sort of a moment to talk about how I've been relating to what we've been talking about. So I'm a senior now. It is March, and so I started getting serious about art about more than a year ago now. I don't remember the exact moment, but I've been doing photography forever, and that's something I've always been really interested in, but it wasn't until, roughly a year ago that I got into classical studio art and started to learn how to draw. And so I did a summer program at Carnegie Mellon where I had to take a drawing class, and I went into that class with I think maybe 12 other students, and most of them had had years of practice with drawing, and I had had nothing. And so that moment was so stressful in that first drawing class. I mean, because I was significantly, without question, the least skilled in the class. And so in that moment I was terrified and I didn't know what to do, and it took a lot of strength not to just give up and cry and leave. But I mean, I stuck with it, and I came out of 3 weeks of classes with, I think, a pretty above average amount of drawing skill. But so I thought, I would argue that that's probably one of the most, the hardest but most formative moments of my 17 years. And so, as we've been presented with all these psychology ideas in this Fromm class I'm taking, we've talked a lot about these sort of, all these different ideas of self, coming some from some Western, some Eastern, but something that struck me was the presentation of this idea that everything in the universe has come together in some absolutely unique way to create you and create what you are right now, today. And when you're considering this idea, which in some ways makes sense, because, I mean, if you consider your lineage, that lineage and all of the events that led to your birth have never happened in any other moment. I mean, I guess depending on what you believe in, but what I believe in, is that you, like me right now, is this unique moment. And so when you consider that, there's no reason why you should be able to do anything besides what you're capable of. And I suppose that, with that idea, it gives you sort of a different perspective on reality. I mean, right, so in the context of me in this drawing class, so I was so frustrated with myself and so scared and so upset that I couldn't draw, that I didn't have the drawing skill of these kids who had years of experience behind them. But in retrospect, there's no way that I could have just sat down at my, put my pencil to the paper for the first time and created something as amazing as what these kids were doing. And I continue to have these moments of, seeing some artist online or something and getting so frustrated with myself and being so upset, why can't I think of things like that? Why can't I create things like that? And I think that this Fromm class is helping me, as we've been talking about different ways to understand reality and yourself in relationship to reality. I think that it's given me a new perspective that I hope will allow me in those moments of being utterly frustrated with myself to be able to step back and release those feelings of anger and I can't think of a better word besides frustration. And realize that I can't expect myself to be anything besides what I am.